What's up, guys, and welcome back to another replay cast. I have found some more games between Artosis and Togles. So we are on Neo Dark Origin today, and this game was played on the 11th of April 2024. So for regular viewers of the channel, you would know that I have a game on the channel between these two where I use the thumbnail The Rivalry Begins. And it was actually played in the exact same month. So it was played in April of 2024. So in terms of reconstructing the timeline as to try and understand where Togles went from being a relatively unknown quantity to being someone who Artosis had a couple of, shall we say, less than positive comments about. I'm trying to see if it was somewhere here that it happened. So the game that they played recently was a pretty decent macro game. I won't spoil the result if you haven't seen it. Go, feel free to check it out. But it was good. It was competitive, and it was played in, well, relatively good spirits. Artosis didn't chat back, but Togles did chat to him a few times. So be interested to see what, if any, chat we get today. We're on Neo Dark Origin. We're doing a very, very forward rack, says Togles. I will say in advance, by the way, guys, I know nothing about Terran versus Terran. Like, I literally have very little clue. I kind of know that it's a mech-based game. And then obviously any deviations from the mirror that the one player makes versus the other will maybe have some, you know, early trade-offs in exchange for something that scales well down the line. Like a lot of build order theory, right? So, I'm just kind of going to call the action the way I'm interpreting it on a lot of sort of the fundamental basics, like, you know, army counts, trades, supply positions, base counts, worker counts, you know, all those kinds of basic things. And we'll just figure it out as we go along. So Artosis is playing here in Purple, and he is coming to scout his opponent on a two-player map, right? So there are multiple entrances here. You've got these weird back bases. This was on the ladder for a little while. Artosis's factory started a little bit later than Togles did. But other than that, we have pretty much cloned openings from both players. This is a very relaxed SCV, just chilling here, watching, having a good day. And we're just going to see, we're sending back our Marine, who came to just have a little poke around. The floating barracks, I have established this is a like scouting feature that Terran players use in this match, because otherwise the barracks is somewhat useless. And Artosis is going to lose his scouting probe to this Marine. Yeah, we go. Okay, so we don't have visibility, but neither does Togles. I think it's not because Togles' SCV died. You see he's got one more than Artosis does. I think it's because he brought his back preemptively, and has now scouted his opponent, making his first vulture. And let's see what happens from here. This is a, I'm going to say depot? Yeah, okay. So very standard stuff here. The vulture opening seems to be what Togles is going for. Artosis is getting a quicker machine shop, so this tells me he wants to go tank. And Togles is actually getting a second factory. So maybe that does create a timing window where if you have a certain number of vultures with speed, you're able to run by and overwhelm the sort of one factory player. So Artosis, however, is getting his machine shop now. Researching mines, making another vulture. And here we go, we have our first little battle, and the numbers don't quite stack. We have 2 vultures and a marine versus 2 vultures. This vulture's got a bit of damage on him. Uh-oh, a vulture goes down. These 2 are still pretty healthy. The denial of this expansion is going to be very, very painful, because as we can see here, Togles is already happily established and saturated. And suddenly Togles is 10 supply ahead here, and I think just based on the simple math, Artosis is in a serious spot of bother here, guys. He's making an armory behind this. Not macroing anything out of his factories currently, just macroing this fight. And that's that. Artosis just leaves the game. No comments, no words. Just a very, very, very basic 5-minute win for Togles. So I don't do this very often, guys, but I've got a sneaky twofer. So they played each other again right after this, and I'll bring you that game right now. Stay tuned. Alrighty, so I'm not even kidding you when I say they're playing on exactly the same day, just a couple of hours, minutes later. It could have been right away, who knows. But they're running to each other again on another 2-player map, this time on Blitzy, also a map that kind of came and went, right? It was in for a season, possibly 2 seasons, and then gone again. Definitely not a map being used at the moment. I think I've mentioned to you guys before, there was, you know, from 2022 all the way till 2025, it was like a 2.5 to 3 year period that I was out of the game entirely. I would tune into the odd Twitch stream every now and again, and I could kind of see the map pool, but I wasn't active in Broodwar like I am at the moment. So I do have a collection of like Citadel and a couple of the maps that were around this time. But like, if I don't know if it was precisely 1 or 2 seasons that they lasted, but I certainly know that they didn't stand the test of time. And I would say that as a general comment, the quality of the maps in today's ladder pool is probably the best it's ever been. It's definitely pretty good. But then again, this is Broodwar, dude. You can find people to complain if you're looking hard enough, or actually, you know what, even if you're not looking hard enough. People just love to complain. All right, we're putting our barracks here. Interesting. Maybe we want to float it right away, which would kind of be more optimal if you want to get that scouting information even quicker. Making our gas. So all standard stuff. Togles in brown here this time in the top right. And this, as I said earlier, is a 2-player map. And Artosis has spawned here in purple. Now I wonder what adjustments he'll make. I just think it was a build order optimization loss the first game. Any of TVT experts, I'd love your views on if it was just really a simple, you know, Togles went quicker vulture, Artosis lost his worker, and that was pretty much it. He was trying to get a tank out, couldn't quite get it in time. I'd love to try and get some insights into some of the subtle nuances of this match. We are just doing standard stuff. Where is our factory? Looks like Togles has gone a factory before depot, and Artosis has gone for his factory after depot. So that is a slight variation. You can see this depot of Togles is... Oh, wow. Yeah, so that sacrifice there is he's now 2 workers behind because he got his factory a little quicker. So small trade-offs. We'll see if they matter or scale as the game progresses. We can see our Brax is already floating along. I hated this map, dude, because you have to build all your base down here, and then you've got this like little ramp. Very quick expansion from Artosis, from Togles without scouting Artosis. I think he just kind of plays him on pattern and trend as opposed to scouting intel. So he has gotten his command center slightly ahead of RT, not much though. And RT is sending out his first, making his first vulture. Togles does not yet have a vulture. In fact, now it's the shoe on the other foot here, where Togles has actually gone machine shop and no vulture, and he's making a tank. Okay, so this time we get the variation from Togles' side of things, and we'll see how that scales. Artosis does have the SCV here in the base, so should be able to scout the machine shop. I presume he's already... We can take off Togles' vision here just to see what RT sees with his SCV. There we go. So he sees it. Everything he needs to see. Perfect. And RT's SCV has arrived. The tank is just about cooked, but not quite. There we go. Tank pops out. Hello. Couple of SCV picks from RT there. Nice micro. Tank is out though, and that should nullify the impact of the initial Togles vultures. the initial Artosis was. Come on, that's the other thing about freaking mirror matches, dude. I keep calling the wrong player by the wrong name. I should just say purple and brown. So the tank from Togles, Toggle tank, nullifying the initial impact of the Artosis early vulture. Artosis now is getting mines. He is not making a tank of his own yet. He is getting an armory. And Togles is visiting. Alright. Getting his tank flanked. You don't want a flank tank, bro. That's no good. Also sending his vulture in to help. So Artosis is 3 vultures versus a tank and a vulture. I don't know how this is supposed to trade, but obviously mines will make a huge difference. The vulture won't trip the mine, but the tank definitely will, I think. So a little bit of a micro battle between the players. No mind drags as of yet. Supplies are close, but Togles does have a very small lead. He's not going to trip this mine, is he? Oh my god! Oh! Never mind. He tripped the mine. But we are still getting some damage. Artosis is got some vultures though, so he should be able to tee this up. Has fallen behind by 2 workers. And that is that. Although some more speed vultures this time of Togles have gotten into the main. And the amount of economic harassment damage that he's getting here is insane. I think that was a drag. That was beautiful. So Artosis is now 6 workers behind. And not once has Togles had a superior army, but he's just so up his nose here. He's just pulling him from pillar to post, testing the APM of Artosis, and I just don't think he has quite got the multitasking to keep up with this level of harassment. Although I think he's made him aggro, guys. He's made him aggro. And here come the vultures. So is he going to be able to hold this inevitable counter-attack? He's definitely, it's because supplies are even, he's definitely got an army superiority. And Togles has now missed a couple of depots here, so he's going to fall behind on his macro. And I think this could cost him dearly here. Kind of closing the door here, which is pretty sneaky. Can't get units down the ramp. Very well done. So supplies are kind of evening out. Togles getting siege mode. Oh my god, the worker kills. Oh, epic snipes from RT there with the mind drag. Beautifully done. And he closes the front door. Artosis, you beast. That's so well done. So now lifts off again, trying to clear these eggs so that he can get some free movement, which is buying Artosis heaps of time. He is getting another factory, he's getting a machine shop. And Togles in a spot of bother here, although still a hidden supply. So once again the harassment starts. This time the vultures are coming in. I don't actually know how to call what's going on here, but what I can say is that I'm having a lot of fun. This game is really cooking all time. No stops, no pauses, just action non-stop every second. Siege tanks have arrived. So Artosis' unrelenting pressure. Togles has seemed to have managed to hold it off. And now Togles is sending some vultures of his own. And Artosis has got nothing here. All his army is sieged up in the natural of Togles' side of the map. And where did all his units go? I could just hear a sound of SCVs here. And that's that. Togles sweeps him. And I thought for a moment there that Artie was going really well. But he held, Togles held the pressure, the harassment, stabilized really well, got up to 4 factories, counter-attacked, and Artosis had a really bare cupboard. And that was that. Alright guys, I was in the mood for a little Togles versus Artosis action. I had this that I found in my little replay pack. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Predominantly doing variety Broodwar on the channel, so I will do these from time to time. For the most part, I'm just trying to showcase the best games, the best non-ladder games of the Korean pros, and every now and again I'll bring you cheese and ladder shenanigans featuring Artosis and some of his nemesis. So if that sounds fun or you just enjoyed hanging out with me today, please do hit that like button. Subscribe if you would like similar content recommended to you in the future. And until next time, thanks so much for watching, guys. Take it easy. Ciao for now.